Welcome to the Career Change Masterclass, Overcoming Career Confusion. My name is Travis Robinson, and I just want to say thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm excited that you're here to learn a few key mindsets that I have learned through my own experiences that will help you overcome your doubts, fears, and challenges that you may be facing right now as you strive to find a career that is more meaningful and fulfilling to you. I really hope by the end of this video, you'll feel more confident in your ability to overcome career confusion and discover a fulfilling and meaningful life. We're going to talk more about what career confusion is in just a little bit. Before I get into the meat of what I want to share with you, I know your time is valuable, so I want to come straight out and tell you who this video might be for, so you can make the decision of whether it's right for you. I pulled some phrases from people who I've helped or offered advice to online, and these are their words that I want to share with you. So let's see if you connect with any of them. The first one says, I feel lost. Maybe you feel like you have been wandering your whole life, trying to pretend you are fine in your career, but really you feel lost as to who you are and what you should be doing. How do I figure out what I want to do with my life? This is a really big question. There are so many career options out there. Maybe you're the type of person to have many interests, or maybe you're kind of like me and you feel like you don't really have one single interest at all. This next one I love. I'm bored out of my brain at my current job. This one is pretty self-explanatory, and frankly, it was just funny to me. Desperate for a career change. I love that this person used the word desperate. Finding a more meaningful career is not just something you want, but you feel like it's a necessity. And lastly, and my favorite quote, I just don't know what to do with my life, and I don't know how to figure out what I even want to do. This basically sums it all up. This video is for anyone who feels stuck, doesn't know where to begin with finding the right career path, and just needs some guidance. If you felt a connection to any of those quotes, I would highly encourage you to stay till the end and hear about my workbook that you can get for free called 3 Easy Steps to Know Your Interests. All right, let's get into it. I first want to ask you, how many of us have a friend, a family member, or a coworker that just loves their job? I feel like most of us have had that coworker that comes into work a little too happy, kind of like this. And you come into work looking at them from your desk, kind of like that. And we look at that and we see that they get so excited about their new design or their PowerPoint that they're going to present that day. They know what their purpose is every day they go to work. They smile a lot and complain very little because they know the work that they do is meaningful. Career fulfillment is the key to discovering that kind of happiness and purpose. You and I, we see this. We see these people and we want that life. We see that it's achievable and that it's real. You know the job you're in right now is not providing that type of life, so now you want to make a career change. But it can be difficult to make any major change in your life because of the challenges that you will face. What will your friends and family think? Especially if you're leaving a job that pays well and has great benefits. Or what else would you even do? You might have been working or studying in your industry for years now. How could you ever completely just overhaul your career? Your fear of the unknown could be enough to keep you at your unfulfilling job. This fear is very real and can be very strong. Many of us fear the unknown. All of these emotions stem from one singular cause that I call career confusion. That quote I shared with you earlier is a great definition of career confusion. Basically, you know you aren't happy in your current job, but you also are not sure what you are interested in enough to make a huge change in your life, like switching careers. This is something that I went through personally, and I'd like to share my story with you so that I can share where I came from and the lessons that I learned from those experiences. I attended school at Brigham Young University, Idaho, It was here that I met and married my beautiful wife, Chloe. So I studied mechanical engineering, and going through the program, it was a little bit of a roller coaster of emotions for me. Some days I was really pumped that I was killing it as an engineering student, and other days I thought, like, what the heck am I doing with my life? I loved creating and designing my projects, but I never felt like I could just lose myself in the work. And if you're curious at all about the projects that I worked on during my undergraduate, here are a few of them that you can see. So the middle one is an automatic sugar dispenser that I created for a class. And it basically, you could just tell it how much sugar you wanted, and it would give you a half cup or a quarter cup, whatever you wanted. And on the right side is a smart utensil, and it could read temperature and weight and different things like that. But even through these projects, like I said, doing all these things created a lot of ups and downs as to whether I was studying the right thing or not. I knew engineering was a great career and would provide a financially stable life. But on the other hand, I felt out of place. I felt lost and like I wasn't living up to my potential, and I wasn't motivated to try to. It bothered me that even though I was on a great career path and doing well in that major, I didn't feel right about it. The problem was I didn't know what else to do. I was having career confusion. After graduating with my bachelor's degree, I started listening to podcasts where I learned about the world of entrepreneurship and personal development. And I was instantly hooked on this. I realized that I am in control of my life and my happiness, and that I should not be ashamed to want to live my best life. It was during this time that I started my podcast, The Everyday Worker. Through my podcast, I started meeting other entrepreneurs who have podcasts of their own or online businesses, and I started asking them questions about their lives. And it was kind of odd. I felt at home with them. I really connected with these other entrepreneurs and felt like I could actually be myself. It really got me thinking about whether I should try to make a change in my career path. But I had worries, much like you probably do. And I had fears of leaving the seemingly great path of engineering. I felt like I was being selfish by thinking I could turn my back on a financially stable career to be more fulfilled by my job. I knew the engineering career path was almost a guarantee that I would be financially set and that doors would be opened up to me. This thought is what convinced me to not make a career change at that time, and I started my master's in mechanical engineering degree. About a month into the master's program, I had an assignment to make a compliant mechanism out of Lego pieces. I didn't know what a compliant mechanism was, and most people probably don't. This is a picture of a compliant mechanism. Basically, it's anything that can move and perform its function without any kind of mechanical connection like a pin. So it's basically just all one piece. It was supposed to be a fun assignment, but I just wanted to get home and work on my podcast, to be quite honest. As I worked on that assignment in the study room on campus, I was watching some of my fellow classmates work on this Lego assignment. A group of guys were putting together different compliant mechanisms, laughing and joking and coming up with new mechanisms to build. They were so proud of their ideas and were so excited to show their finished build with their friends. It was in that moment that I had a profound thought that changed the course of my life. I thought, Travis, why are you not allowed to have a career where you have the same excitement and pure joy that those guys are experiencing? And it was from that moment that I knew I needed to quit the master's program and make some kind of change in the direction of my career. But I was scared. I had a full scholarship and a stipend to get this degree. Basically, I was literally getting paid to get my master's degree. I knew it was a huge opportunity that I would be giving up, but I could not stop thinking, why am I not allowed to have a career where I experience excitement and joy and fulfillment? Because I still had worries though. You know, what would my professor think? What would my friends and family think? What if I quit and regret not getting the master's degree? I was not sure what I would do if I did quit. There was only one thing I was sure about. I was unhappy. And that very small fact was enough to make me take action. And so I did. I dropped out of the master's program. From my experience, there are some crucial things that I learned about the mindset I needed to have to take that leap of faith and move away from engineering. I also learned about what steps you can take to figure out your interests and find an industry that will complement your strengths. Right now, I want to share with you 3 mindsets you need to overcome that career confusion and make a change so you can finally experience the fulfillment you're seeking. Number 1, being lost is a strength. You might feel like you are lost and don't know what you're doing with your life. You know your current situation is not providing a sense of purpose and fulfillment, yet you don't know what you would do if you left your career or job. This feeling of being lost can easily feel like a disadvantage. You see other people who seem like they have their life together and know exactly what they want to do. It's really no wonder that you feel like you're being left behind, but that is not the case at all. Most people are running towards their goal or destination without ever pausing to think, what will that end destination provide for me? They spend all this time and money and effort to get where they think they want to go, just to find that they are unhappy or it's not what they thought. You, on the other hand, refuse to pretend that you're something you're not. Maybe you are at a job that you don't feel is fulfilling, but you're here listening to me, taking a moment in your life to pause and think about the direction you want to go. Imagine you're flying an airplane from my hometown, Stockton, California, to New York City. It's about 2,900 miles between the 2 destinations. On your flight, you don't realize that you are only 1 degree off your course. A very, very tiny error, but that 1 degree error will cause you to end about 48 miles from your desired destination. The fact that you're taking time to make sure you are zeroed in on what you want to do with your life is amazing and will have invaluable effects for the rest of your life. And even if you're older and later in your career, it's never too late to make the changes you need to have a fulfilling career. Being lost is not a disadvantage. Not at all. Life is not about who gets to their destination the fastest, but rather who gets to their destination the happiest. Number 2, don't feel guilty. You want a better life for yourself. You want a better job, greater happiness. Maybe you want more fulfillment from your work. You might be in a job right now that has good benefits and decent pay, but for some reason that job security isn't enough. Friends, family, or coworkers might say, why can't you just be happy with what you have? Or maybe you tell yourself similar things like, I know I'm unhappy, but I should just be grateful for the job that I do have. You hear these sayings or tell them to yourself, but deep down, you know you're being deceived. And I don't mean that in like an evil way. People will tell you these things because they want to see you be successful and happy. But you know you can make something more of yourself. You know that you deserve to have a fulfilling and meaningful career. I dealt with these same feelings as I studied mechanical engineering. Actually, when I was in the master's program, I even told my wife at one point, if it came down to it, I don't think I could ever drop out of the program. I said that because I had a strong belief that I was somehow letting myself and my wife down by pursuing a road less traveled. But then I had that experience I told you about, where I saw the guys doing the Lego assignment, and that was a learning moment for me. I don't have to feel guilty for wanting to have an extraordinary life where I'm motivated to work hard and be my best self every day. Since then, I've learned that when I'm doing what I love, it positively affects all aspects of my life. I want to be a better husband, I want to eat healthier, exercise more, wake up earlier. I do all this because I know that it's part of being my best self. Having a job where you feel good and have a purpose is like trying to eat healthy and exercise. Have you ever tried eating really healthy while not exercising? I don't know about you, but for me, it's so difficult. I always rationalize, I didn't even work out today. I guess I'll eat this cake, and tomorrow is when I'll start living healthier. But when I exercise, I'm motivated to eat more fruits and vegetables and live healthy. Oftentimes, if we are able to positively change a core part of our lives, like your career, then all other areas of your life will be elevated. So don't feel guilty by wanting a career where you can be motivated and excited about the work. All it will do is help you be your best self in all areas of your life. Your family and friends will appreciate it, your friends will recognize it, and you will love yourself that much more. Number 3, sacrifice. There are many fears that are probably holding you back from making the changes you need to make to live the life you want. Choosing to leave your job or invest in coaching or go back to school all comes at a cost or sacrifice. But you're no stranger to making sacrifices. Every time you choose one thing, you turn your back on other opportunities. That's just a fact of life. When you choose to not order the beefy 5-layer burrito and you order a Crunchwrap Supreme instead. Or when you choose to stop dating around and finally settle down with that special person. Or maybe when you accepted one job offer over another. Were all opportunities in which you chose to sacrifice other opportunities for the one you chose. You have made sacrifices up to this point. The question now is, what are you willing to sacrifice in order to have the career you want? If you want big changes in your life, you have to expect you'll have to make big sacrifices. For myself, I sacrificed time and money by getting involved in online personal development coaching. I purchased books, watched videos, and spent time getting to know new people in the personal development space. Then I sacrificed the opportunity to get a master's degree. I knew that in order to officially make the jump from one career to a new one, I needed to make a sacrifice big enough to have a big change. What sacrifice do you need to make in order to have a career that is fulfilling? A career in which you find purpose and meaning in the work you do, where you'll have a smile on your face and want to be your best self. I really hope that all of this is making sense to you and strikes a chord deep inside you. These 3 concepts are critical mindsets you need to adopt in order to start making the changes you need to get the results you want. And I just want to recap what we covered. Number 1, being lost is a strength. You might feel like you're getting behind because you aren't clear on what you want to do, but you can use this time to get clear on the path you want to take in your career and life, then start moving forward. Number 2, don't feel guilty. The more purpose and meaning you can have in your personal life, the more you'll be able to positively impact the lives of your family, friends, and community. Only good can come from a happier you. And number 3, sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice to find a career that brings you joy and fulfillment? And if you're not sure yet, start small. I know how important it is for you to find a fulfilling career. You're here because you have a voice inside you telling you to do something different. But then there's maybe the logical side of you that asks, but what else would I do? And that is a tough question to answer, especially with all the doubts that might be holding you back from acting on your very real feelings. I want to give you one more tool that can help you start to answer that question today. 3 easy steps to know your interests workbook. You will learn the 3 things you can do to begin your journey of getting out of career confusion. And what's great about these 3 steps is that you can start today, and my favorite part, it's all free. This workbook is a $97 value, but I want you to have it completely free because I understand the frustration, stress, and confusion you must be feeling right now. The feeling of being lost, not knowing what to do or where to look for help sucks. This is just my little way of saying thank you for being here with me today. You can go to everydayworker.com/interests or simply click on the link below to get the 3 easy steps to know your interests emailed to you today. The workbook is a great first step towards discovering a life in which you find meaning and purpose in your work. You deserve to have an extraordinary life where you can experience joy, vibrancy, and a sense of purpose. So make sure you click on the link or go to everydayworker.com/interest to get your free download today. You can do this. You know you have much more to offer society, your family, and yourself. You're smarter and tougher than you think. Sometimes you might need a little guidance and a little nudge, but you can make the changes you need. I've done it, other people have done it, and now you will do it too.